Hello, everyone. Nice Gundam. All right, that should work. What? Why isn't that working? The hell? Hang on a second. Did I not turn this on? Okay, that's totally on. Hmm. Maybe I kicked the cable. Hang on a second. Now it's not visible at all. Well, that's not good. Uh. Okay. This is interesting. The camera's definitely on. Okay. Hmm. Uh. Okay. Well, let's turn that down a bit. Okay. That camera works, but that's just sitting on my desk, not doing anything. There we go. Okay, we fixed it. Not sure what happened there, uh, but that's okay. It works now. Hello. Welcome, everyone. It like doesn't ever really do that, so I never really bother to check it before the stream goes live. But yeah, I don't know what's happened with my neck. I think like I can't remember. This has happened before. Like it kind of oh, that hurts. When I turn that way, it really hurts. And it's like an ache like down, like it's partially in my neck and then down a bit my back as well. And it aches when I yawn, which is weird. But hopefully like doing this is fine. So that's all I need. I need to look at the game and then I need to turn to look at chat and that's it. If I like turn over here, that hurts a bit, so I just won't do that. Ear infection? No. I used to get ear infections when I was a kid, but that hasn't been a thing. Yeah, I did like Google briefly to see like aches when yawn. Is that a thing? Like, what's that common for? It was basically the thought of like now that we're into the second day of it still hurting or being sore. I was like, is there something bad that I should worry about? Usually I wouldn't bother getting to that stage until it's like I don't know, several days to a week plus. Because I remember having had this again like sometime last year. Um, and again got a little bit concerned today, but eventually just went away. So I think I probably just pulled something. Um, so it's probably fine. Something you felt with an ear infection, the aches when yawning. No, I mean, I am a little bit concerned about my ears because of wearing headphones. So in the evening, like I'm concerned about the hygiene of my ears with being enclosed in like headphones 5 days a week. So in the evening, I make sure to as soon as I finish stream, basically, I take the headphones off, I switch to speakers, and let it, let my ears kind of breathe. Heat and ice, 20 on, 20 off. That just sounds annoying. But I appreciate it. That is probably the correct thing to do. We'll see. Like I'm not sweating it too bad. It's just annoying more than anything. We'll see how it goes over the next couple of days. Um, yeah, I think it's probably I just slept weird, which in itself is unusual because I don't really, as far as I know, don't move around much when I sleep and generally sleep in the same position. So, like I said, it's not something that comes up a lot. So don't push yourself too much. Remind you to stretch midstream. I don't know if stretching would actually help. Like, it's presumably the muscle on this side, so I don't know. Yeah, well, just I mean, I'm excited to play Tarkov because I didn't yesterday. Why is that? Oh, that's why. I was like, why is this? Okay, it needs to be not in frame, but there we go. Yeah, yesterday I mostly just hung out. Recommend a massage if that was a possible thing. It would be in Australia. That wouldn't be the worst idea, but um, I know there are low powered vacuum thingies that use to suck the go out. Well, it's more that I am thinking I'll just go to a doctor for a checkup on a couple of different things, and that would be one of them. Of just like, hey, can you like look in my ears and make sure it's all good? You know. Um. So we'll deal with that. But yeah, yesterday just like it was a combination of things. Like I didn't sleep great. I woke up with a sore neck. I thought and realized, oh, I haven't actually taken a day off for a while, which is not necessarily true because I do take 2 days off a week. Um, but yeah, all things I was just like, you know what, I'm just going to take it easy today. I ended up doing some Warhammer stuff, pop some Pro Battle. Um, yeah, did some Warhammer stuff. I watched a lot of streams. I tried to play Stellaris. That's a very complicated game, so I'm learning it slowly. Um, and I watched Nobody, the new Bob Odenkirk action movie, which was very good. Highly recommend it. What Warhammer did you do? I just primed some Space Marines. Because I want to. I've got a big like about 7 Space Marine boys and like all their attachments and stuff. So like, I don't know if that's gonna read. That's their backs, I suppose. Yeah, I just primed some Space Marine bodies. It was two things. One was like I had some Space Marines I needed to prime. I also built this little thing for the bike that I'm working on because I want to be able to like paint under. Like you won't ever really see what's underneath it, but I want to be able to get under there and paint it. So I didn't want to attach it to the base. So I was like, oh, I've got these like Warhammer cavalry bases. What if I built like this little stand, like bike stand for it? And then it's plastic glued at the bottom, but super glued at the top. So should just be able to snap it off easy once I'm done. So did that. And then like a bunch of sub assemblies for the Space Marines. There's also some Stormcast there that I had leftover primer at the end of the airbrushing and was like, oh, I'll just do these dudes that have been sitting around. So those. I made a little rig for the shoulder pads out of sprue. So I can attach them like that. And again, they're just super glued underneath, so you can just snap them off afterwards. And then I have a easy way to work on the shoulder pads. There's a bunch of heads. They're all on little toothpicks, so they're easy to paint. And then that chainsword is the one that goes on the biker's like thigh, which was really annoying because it doesn't really have anywhere. Oh, I guess I could have attached it to that peg. I didn't. Oh shit! I didn't think about that. That would have been better than how I did it. Oh well. Look at all those chickens. POV, thank you for that resub. Thank you for 2 months. Let's get some hearts in chat, please. And then these are the biker bits. You can see like the Outrider kit for Space Marines is real weird. Like I ended up cutting these parts here, this with this exhaust and this bit here, actually usually attached to the part of the bike that goes on the front. It's a really weird construction where like you can't paint the rider separate to the bike and you can't really assemble the bike separate without the rider because of the way the sculpt is, which is really annoying. So I ended up just there's one small joint in front of the foot where you can kind of sever it, and then you've got a leg with the exhaust pipe, and then you've got the front part of the bike which you can assemble. Because the main thing with the bike is because it is two halves that go together, there's a very defined line down the middle where they join, and it's really hard to get that flat and smooth and make it disappear. So I had to do that and cut it up that way to get that piece so that I don't know if I can show it. So this bit here, all of this that wraps over the top is all usually
Nearly
attached to
1 year.
legs, and the line goes down the center of the bike. So between the two guns, you can see there's still a little bit of it there that I haven't managed to seal properly. And usually that line runs all the way down. You can see it's on the cowling over the wheel at the bottom too, kind of. It's really, really difficult um, to make it disappear. I've done a pretty good job. I'm not 100% happy with it, but it's also good enough that I'm just like, it's fine. I'll get better at it over time, I'm sure. Did they change the Space Marine sculpt? No, that's the Outrider bike, so that's the one that came with Indomitus. So I think it's different for like the Chaplain and a few other the bike riders, but the main Outrider bike. No, so Jackalas as well. It's going to be Ultramarines. I think I kind of have kind of what like color scheme I'm going for. So it's like very vibrant blue. That's a very dark yellow. That's just the undercoat of the yellow Aquila, which is going to be covered with more vibrant. It's like a second edition 90s ultramarine style. But that's still underway. Anyway, the main thing was that I wanted to work with my airbrush because I haven't used it in a couple months. And so why haven't they made Horus Heresy into a movie slash show? Um, they might. I mean, they've got a bunch of animation projects underway. Not to mention, I mean, I'd be curious because, like, the Horus Heresy, as I understand it, is mostly in the books, right? Like, they've done Horus Heresy miniatures, but I don't think they've been too popular because there aren't that many of them. That's the only reason I assume they're not that popular is like when they try something and it ends up popular, they make a lot more of it. So that like the Horus Heresy is kind of reduced to Forge World stuff for the most part, right? I think it would be very good for media, yeah, like an animated series or 30k, yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's when the Chaos Legions, the Traitor Legions, first turned on the Emperor and all formed. It's like the main storyline for 40k. Or the main, it's always told in history perspective because like 40k starts in 40k, obviously not 30k. So it's already all gone down, but it's the big thing that happened in 40k. Or the biggest thing. There are plenty of big things, I guess. Nathan, I'm doing okay. Yeah, just a bit sore. If I turn this way, it hurts a little bit. It's not too bad though. Chekhov, thank you for 11 months. More hearts in chat, please. Sorry, we breezed straight past that resub. Welcome back. Yeah, the main thing was I wanted to work with my airbrush because I cleaned it a couple of days ago and realized it was so gunked up. After I used it to varnish some stuff a while ago, so I got cleaned all that out, used the ultrasonic cleaner, alcohol, really got in there, did as deep of a clean as I could, and then once you've done that, you then have to put it back together and like seal all the edges up and stuff. I'm still kind of learning with airbrush. Like it's still, I'm pretty confident with pretty much every aspect of the hobby except airbrushing. Airbrushing is something I only started last year. Um, what's your chosen brush? I was looking at an Iwata. I have an Iwata Neo that was relatively cheap. Like I didn't want to spend hundreds and hundreds of dollars on an airbrush, at least for my first one. And Iwata was a brand that was pretty, like I was pretty faithful, pretty trusting. Iwata seemed like a brand that I could put faith in, I guess, without spending like a ridiculous amount of money. And I think you could even go cheaper. Like I think you could honestly just buy like, you know, the $50 like kit, no name kits if you really wanted to. and there's like videos on YouTube of people like taking like the cheapest airbrush they can find and making it better by like sealing up the edges and like customizing a little bit. So if you want to do something like that for low investment, you could do that, but that's sort of something you might want to do. Like obviously that's a skilled airbrusher improving a very cheap airbrush. So like I thought that the Iwata Neo I think was about $150 Australian, something like that, or $100 Australian. They are terrible, yeah. Like that's the thing is like you pay for what you get. I think the price point for like decent entry level airbrush would be something like an Iwata Neo, like probably like 150 bucks Australian. So that's probably obviously much less in the US. And then I think the compressor was about the same, which you might be able to get cheaper. The compressor, you can just get the standard no name one that everyone has. It's, you can either get it with a tank or without. I got it without the tank, which just means you hear it kick on a lot more. But yeah, I used it last night. I was having some problems with spitting, which I think was to do with the way I had used silicone tape to seal some of the openings and the joins. So I removed some of the tape because I think it was blocking some of the airflow, and it went better after that. So I'm still learning, but I ended up like I was a little worried with how they looked, but actually the finish has come out really nice. I used the Vallejo surface primer, the polyurethane one or whatever it's called. It smells really nice, but it not. I don't use it because it smells nice. It has a really nice finish, and it's in a big ass bottle. But it does also smell really nice. It kind of smells like candy. Did yours come with a grip? The compressor, like a holder. Is that what you mean? Yeah, Nathan. Especially, did yours come with an airbrush? So my airbrush, it's somewhere here actually. So this is the one I got. It's an Iwata Neo N4 500, if that matters. Um, and it just looks like that. Yeah, it looks the same. There you go. Yeah, it's been great. The one thing I don't have is a tool. I think you can get a tool to like detach this bit from the body for like deeper cleaning, because there seems to be a socket inside that I might be able to unscrew. I don't have that. Um, and when I looked, the like Iwata maintenance kits were a little pricey, and all I need is some sort of metal tool to open it. So I don't know if I actually even need to do that, but um, yeah, that's kind of the newest skill right now. I only use the airbrush for priming, basing, base color, and varnishing. On Amazon, it's on sale for about 67 USD. The maintenance kit, you mean, or the airbrush? Yeah, I don't think it's necessary, but like I just get paranoid that I'm like, oh, that's pretty good. Let's see what it is on Amazon Australia. I don't even know if it is there. Oh, I see what you mean. The ones that come with a grip. Yeah, no, I don't like those. I don't like the pistol grip thing. I would prefer just better control. It's not actually this specific one is not actually available uh, on Amazon Australia. I don't think there's a bunch of replacement parts though, which is nice. The O rings and different things. Hmm, yeah, you can definitely get a stash of spare needles. So I have a couple. I bought two spare needles, so I have three needles total, and I have three nozzles because I bought two extra ones of those. Um, yeah, there's a company in Australia that I ordered from. Annoyingly, they actually came bent. Like in the pack, they have these plastic like rubber tips that go on them to protect them, and it if you push it hard enough or it rocks in the pack, it actually pushes down the needle so the tip is exposed. and it was like the thing is like, yeah, it annoyed me too. It was actually, the needle was actually embedded in the plastic of the packaging that it came in. It had hit it that hard during transit that it was like stuck in there. I was like, ah, fuck this. And then so I emailed the dude to be like, I could go and find the correspondence, but it was basically like, hey, what's your policy on needles that arrive bent? And what I basically learned from that exchange was, straight away he was like, how bent is it? I guess they just bend a lot, like in general. And if it's not like kinked at like, 45 degrees plus for like a couple of millimeters at the end, if it's just the tip, which is what this was, it's basically fixable. The thing is, the more times this happens, obviously eventually the tip is going to snap off and then it's useless. But there are various ways you can straighten it out. Like I just ran it over sandpaper and kind of like, rotated it and did that enough that it like eventually shaped it back. I've seen videos of people using like 2 small blocks of wood, which are softer than the metal, where you like drag it in and use the block to like, yeah, so you can just straighten it out and it's not that big of a deal. Yeah. Obviously, if I had bought it in store in person, I would have just looked for one that was good. But the thing is, when you buy in store, the stores that do have them in stock here, they're paying for a shop front and a retail presence and staff, and so you pay more than you would online from someone who just has a house with a bunch of boxes in it. So, you know. What about if we did some Tarkov while I talk about this stuff, so that we're actually getting ready? There we go. Hey, our chemical panda. Welcome everyone. So today, yeah, I think I want to make some money. I've been saving my bitcoins, so we haven't been like having that steady Bitcoin income. Because I think I want to save them up and trade them for a thick weapon case. I don't know if that's, I mean, I've kind of committed to it now. But as Bitcoin goes down, that trade has made more sense. Yeah, it's under 400k now, so we're below where we started on the wipe. So they really did finally cave and make Bitcoin go back to reasonable amounts, which is it's weird. It's weird for them to have taken this long to come to this decision. And not like, I really thought like when they like just didn't react initially and then didn't react after month 1 and after month 2, I kind of thought they would just leave it until next wipe and have this wipe be the one where like, oh, the inflation's kind of fucked this wipe. So the Bitcoin, the price of Bitcoin in game is tied to the value of Bitcoin in the real world. And because Bitcoin has been going up and up and up over this year, Bitcoin started at around 400,000 rubles at the start of the wipe and got up to about mid 850k per Bitcoin, which is a lot. So we've got one there, so we can check. Yeah, it's at 400 now, so it's gone up a little bit. No, they didn't do that. It's still 0.2. They just made the value go down. Like they just did a tweet last week or the week before, where they were like, oh, therapist now says Bitcoin's going to go down in price, that's the thing, is like, that's what everyone said they should have done ages ago. And they didn't. So everyone was like, oh, okay, I guess they're really committing to this. And then they eventually just caved and did it. So I don't know. It's weird. The issue I have, like, I don't have the issue with them changing, and I think it's the right decision. The issue I have is that they did it in the middle of the wipe after some people benefited from churning out lots and lots of expensive Bitcoins, jacking up all the inflation on everything across the game, and then turned it off again. So now people who weren't part of that ride have a hard time because they don't have the money coming in, and it takes much longer for things to settle back down in price. Like graphics cards have come down. I think they're down to about 1 million. Yeah. So graphics cards have come way down just because you don't get that much money from, like, because all the other things they did are still there. They made graphics cards take longer to craft, cost more to craft. They made Bitcoins accrue slower. It used to be you'd get 3 per day, and now it's more like you get 2 per day, 2.5. Yeah, it's like, I don't know. I don't like making big changes mid wipe. I think it's a case where like people who took their time get a little shafted. For a second they're talking about real life. So yeah, I don't know. Like it's their game; they can do what they want with it. But I think I probably either would have made the change sooner or left it until next wipe. That's kind of where I'm at with it. I think, you know. Okay, so I don't want to run the M1A. Well, I guess we'll probably do a scav run to start. Oh, I did get this M4 back. When I died on Woods the other day, I really expected this M4 to get looted. And I guess they either didn't bother to go up to loot it on top of the rocks or died while trying to get out with it. I don't know, but I got it back, which is surprising. It is in beta still, so I guess changes should be kind of expected. Yes, but I think that's a pretty significant change that maybe could have been saved for the wipe happening. Because that affects a lot of things. I think that's where I come down with that. Because like also just for testing, like why not just keep this wipe as the one where Bitcoin ran wild and leave it at that. I guess maybe they decided they got all the learnings from that they wanted. Yeah, anyway, let's do a scav. They even announce the time for spam for life. No, they don't do that. They don't announce a time until like less than a week out, basically. Like you can infer when it's going to happen. It's usually around 6 months. And it's usually coinciding with a big patch of some sort, either a new system coming in or a map or a map expansion, different things like that. So we're probably still at least a month or two out, I would guess. Dugma, thank you for that resub. Welcome back for 10 months in a row. Let's get some hearts in chat, please. Big Star Hall change like that without hard requirements and BTC notes feels more like something that should have been done with a wipe. Yeah. It's interesting. Like, it's interesting that they didn't make the obvious change of just to say, okay, we need to make Bitcoin, we need to remove the link between in-game Bitcoin and real-life Bitcoin because it's getting out of control. And instead what they did was they did a lot of different things to try and fix it without fixing that part. They made fuel shortages where fuel would cost more. They made graphics cards take longer to craft. They made Bitcoin take longer to generate. They did all these different things and then eventually finally did the thing they maybe should have done initially. So like, I don't know, maybe that was valuable to them of testing different things, of trying to slow it down and trying to manipulate the market. I don't know. They just assumed it's not the cause. I think it really was just they really like the idea of the Bitcoin being linked to real world because it makes Tarkov feel more real. It makes Tarkov feel like part of the world because it's being influenced by goings on in the world. So I don't know, obviously, and they haven't really spoken publicly about it. Battlestate aren't the greatest when it comes to communication on their idea or thoughts and reasons for doing things. Yeah, I would love for them to have like they do kind of do like streams occasionally where they show off like new features and things coming to the game and then talk about them, but they don't really do like, I always think of like League of Legends would do like patch breakdowns where they talk about why they're changing things and reasons for doing stuff. That's not, I guess it's probably not the best example of like good communication. Maybe folks in chat have examples of games that do really good communication with the community. Like PUBG is pretty notoriously bad at communicating what's happening with the game, and then they just announce a patch, and then they do kind of do patch note blogs where they talk about why they're doing stuff, but it does seemingly come out of nowhere a lot of the time. But yeah, honestly, the best instances that I can think of where we actually get like an explanation from Battlestate on why they're doing things and different things like that is when they go on Pestily has the Team podcast, which is him and a bunch of the other kind of old school Tarkov streamers have a podcast where usually it's not always with the Battlestate dev, but occasionally Nikita does go on there, and then they get to ask him stuff like what are your plans with this, or why are you doing X and different, and he will give some sort of cryptic answer. It doesn't usually give away a lot of information, but that's kind of the closest thing we've got to like communication with the devs, which isn't just what they decide to tell us, Dead person. We need to kill a scav and upgrade our loot capabilities here. I don't have a problem making the changes to the wipe, as they can get the information on the impact on the back end and keep making changes so they're happy. So they know the impact for the wipe. As a developer, I understand not wanting to make the changes as part of this wipe. Have it be very bad and no good recourse. But I started late this wipe, don't have best interest most have. I think my take on changes like this happening mid-wipe is sometimes it unfortunately messes with, okay, the thing, because like, okay, there are a couple of like common responses to people complaining about those sort of changes. So a common one is to say, it's just a game, bro. And that is true. And it's their game and they can make the changes they want to make. However, the thing you got to be careful of when you're doing stuff like that is making changes that, and I wasn't suggesting that anyone was taking that argument. It's just a common response I see when talking about this sort of stuff. The thing I have with that, and I think a sticking issue, is you have to be careful with how you mess with people's time. And a classic example of that, which they've learned, I think, not to do anymore, is when last wipe, was it last wipe? This wipe? Last wipe. It was last wipe. They made a change to the private clinic quest midway through the game when you get to level 35. And Therapist gives you the quest to hand over a LEDX and at the time 2 ophthalmoscopes, but it's since been changed to 1. I really need more bag space. They changed it from a thick item case to an eye case because they didn't like that people got to that quest. They get the quest reward of a thick item case, which is found in Raid, as all quest items are, and then sell it for like 17 million rubles, or now is more closer to 30, but I guess it's probably come down with the Bitcoin stuff. And so they changed it to an eye case mid-wipe, which is, and the community reacted very badly to that because some people had finished the quest and got their thick item case and got a massive injection of wealth, and some people were going to get an item case. And so I think it lasted like a week and then they rolled it back. So there are some people who probably completed the quest in the middle of that week and got really hosed on the item they got because they just assumed that Battlestate had changed it for good. So they just handed the quest in, and then turns out they rolled it back due to, oh, that's a good one. And so the issue with that is that they messed with people's time because they played the game thinking they were going to get this thick item case, and some people had already got it. So that's a big problem. So they learn not to do that. And so I think that's a big thing, is like, you've really got to be careful with messing with people's investment of time. And so that's why I think the Bitcoin thing is tricky, because what about, you know, like there's different groups of people affected by this. There's the people who got the Bitcoin rig completed earlier. I think I got mine completed pretty early, but there are even people who got it earlier than me and got the benefit of those expensive Bitcoins for quite a while and accumulated a lot of wealth. And then you've got the people who haven't either got to the Bitcoin rig or haven't got much time with it. And then you've got the people who like just dropped like what, you know, there's probably some person that like just got to level 35, sold their thick item case and just spent like 25 million on graphics cards. And now they're not going to make that money back for the rest of the wipe, basically. It would take them like probably 3 months plus to make that back with the drop in Bitcoin. So like they're just hosed. Like that sucks. And I think you could alleviate a lot of that, like if you just waited. Like I guess that's kind of my point, is like maybe they might have purely done it to see like everyone's making all this money with Bitcoin. What if we just like fucked Bitcoin and made it like drop to half price gradually over like a week and a half? Like how do people react with that? How does the market react to that? Like it could just be a test case, in which case that's fucked up, but also like, yeah, I guess that's fair. Like this is a beta period. That's what this period is for, is testing to see, you know, what those sort of things, what effect that has on the player base. So like, I guess that's fair. But yeah, it's tough when there's a lot of Kvass in here. It's tough when that's, you know, people's time they've invested. So it's tricky. Yeah, so there you go. Someone like Nietzsche had, yeah, just recently invested, and you know, that sucks. But yeah, like I said, I think it would be a little different perhaps if they had communicated the change better than just a really like, if better than just tweeting it, right? As like, not even like their decision. They just tweeted like, oh, therapist said Bitcoin's going to go down. Peace. Like communication would have gone a long way, I think, to maybe tempering some of the reaction. I don't really read Tarkov Reddit, but I'm sure people are probably not too happy with it. And I've seen some people who have then taken the stance of like, oh, people said that they need to fix Bitcoin, and they fixed Bitcoin, and now people are unhappy. So you just never, you can't please anyone. Like there is an element of that, I guess, because, you know, there's not necessarily the same people who were wanting Bitcoin fixed are the ones complaining now that Bitcoin has been fixed, in inverted commas. But also like, I don't know. It's complicated. I can feel my voice is getting sore just from talking about it so much. I actually have quite a bit of stuff. Scav House, Dead Man's Place. Oh, hello. There's Magnum too. I mean, I think it's like, it's not even like I demand an explanation. Like, it's not so much that. It's like, I love this game and I'm interested to know, like, they take a weird stance of being like, it's almost like it's kind of almost like a Japanese style of development where they like just do shit and don't really talk about their vision. But I think even Japanese devs get on a Nintendo Direct from time to time and talk about why they added a character to Smash. Like, I would just like them to, I would like it if they talked more, basically. Like, I would like to hear, even if I don't agree with the decisions they make, I would be interested to hear their philosophy on, and their like ideas and goals and why they do certain things. It'd be nicer to like, I think Riot was pretty good at this, of like giving different parts of the development team a spotlight to talk about different things like that as well. Like with Battlestate, we really just hear from Nikita and he's the lead, so it makes sense. But I would also like, I don't know, I guess it doesn't help that they're a Russian developer, so probably the whole team doesn't speak English that well. So there's probably that, but you could just translate it, you know. PUBG devs do that, you know, they're in Korea, they translate it. I don't think they're trolling. Like sometimes there is an element of that. I don't think this is that. I think they just have a very clear vision for the game and they make changes sometimes in the middle of the night without announcing them. And that's their style. There is definitely an element of ego / arrogance to it, of like, they don't have to explain themselves. That's the impression I get anyway. And they don't need to deign to explain themselves. Like, it's their game, they'll do what they want, which is fine, I guess. Really should have put the therapist message in client. Yeah, I mean, there is that is a fair element. Like, you know, not everyone's going to follow. Not everyone has a Twitter account, let alone follows the Battlestate Twitter. Which I always find surprising because Twitter is my favorite of the social medias. Like, yeah, it has problems, but I genuinely enjoy interacting with folks on Twitter. I guess I'm also someone who doesn't have thousands of gamers screaming at them on Twitter to fix the game and not understanding how game development works, yet claiming to. So maybe that colors my enjoyment of the platform a little bit. But yeah, like that's a thing most games do. Like, they have a news channel, they have a message of the day, they have a, you know, what's going on, like links to, like when a patch comes out, they have a patch breakdown to announce it. And like, yeah, I guess Tarkov is playing in a space where it's pretending not to be a video game while also definitely very being a video game. It's weird. Get a bit of a move on here. I don't really think I can't remember the last time I saw something at this camp we could actually loot. Gun. You ever check the Sunken Church gold spawn? There's a gold spawn in there? Ah, whatever. We only got 9 minutes. I didn't know that. I didn't know there was actually anything in there. Up in the tower, and you think the rowboat? Oh, well, shit. We're going to go to Scav House here. Where on the map is the little, is this little rural area I got here and feel like we cannot forget? No, this is north. Abandoned village is on the, and the actual village is on the, well, abandoned village is on the north of the map. The regular village is on the northeast. So we're looking south now. So that is the Skybox Mountain that you can't get to. That's in the northeast of the map. So north is about there. And Sniper Mountain's over there somewhere. There's two mountains you can use. There's that one, which looks like a butt, which has a cleft like that. And there's that one, which looks like a titty because it's pointed. So that's the north. And between them is direct north. I don't have a compass on this character, but I'm pretty confident of that. Well, the map's upside down on Map Genie. Probably. Probably, yes. The old Woods map definitely was, which is how a lot of people orientated it. Because the compass only went into the game kind of recently. And prior to that, you didn't really know what... It didn't really matter what the cardinal direction was because you couldn't find it. So people just used to orientate off whatever the maps were. But now that there is a compass in the game, they've had to reorientate the maps because it's dumb to have south be at the top of the map. Yeah. My throat is really sore. I'm going to need to have some water after this. Excuse me. I mean, the way I think about it, and I guess that's because I learned before cardinal directions came in, but I kind of think of where I am based on other landmarks, which is hard because that means I have to, like, that you do that if you know the layout of the map. And so it's like saying, oh, I'm comfortable in the map because I'm comfortable in the map. It's not exactly fair. But yeah, rather than, I don't really think about north or south. I think of different landmarks that I can spot and their relation to others. I don't even know why I'm checking this. I don't have a key for it, so. It's more like just to see if there's anything on the ground that someone missed, because it's easy to miss stuff. Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I like clarified to say, like, saying I orientate off landmarks is basically saying get good, which isn't fair. But the skyboxes are a good one to start with because you can see them from mostly anywhere. Like the power plant, the distant, and the lake is one that you can use when you're on the south side, and then the skybox mountains in the north. And so once you have that, you have kind of your orientation, you know, which directions you're pointing at. And then from there you can start to dial in, and like I recognize certain rock outcroppings or buildings, like where power lines are, where the radar tower is, different open stretches of ground because there aren't that many in woods, things like that is usually how I end up figuring it out. Zatengo, hello. Yeah, and having the map up on an iPad, on a phone, on a second monitor is definitely a huge part of learning the layout. How does Tarkov set map edges? I know some areas use walls and stuff, but what about on a map like this one? So on an open map like this, they basically have the edge of the map, they have little signs saying like danger, and there's either landmines or there's invisible snipers that will shoot you. They are not on. Thank you, Pimento. I'll get that set up. There we go. There we go. There we go. Just going to do the lazy thing and just control click that all in. And then I'm going to go to the bathroom real quick and I'll be back. Okay. I don't know if they're ever going to do another fuel shortage. I've been sitting on all this found in raid fuel. We get rid of this one. Just play factories and see only ever since direction of, thanks to the Punisher ship. I'm totally lost everywhere else. I mean, that's how it starts. You learn one map, then you go to a different map, and then you be confused there, and eventually you play that enough that you're not confused by it anymore, and then you go to another map and be confused on it, and etc. etc. That's all it is. Even me, like having put as much time in as I have, like I'm still confused on labs. I'm still confused a little bit on reserve in the underground. Um, so you know, I think BPZ, yeah, it's not really worth selling. As for making models, are there any worthwhile stand mount or magnifying glasses with integrated lights? I know someone who's searching for that sort of thing, but I don't know what to look for. Um, hmm. Yeah, craft, like it depends what you want. Like I have this thing, which is a desk lamp, which has a like a light ring underneath it, and then this thing opens up, and then that's a magnifying glass. But that's like clamps to a desk. So you might be looking for something a little smaller scale than that. I also think that is not a great option. I think you're much better off just getting a regular light and then getting a headset like this, which is, you wear it on the top and then you can raise or lower this to like work better. This was dirt cheap. This was like $15 or something off eBay. It's just plastic with glass lenses with different magnifications of lens. Um, you can get like helping hands, which would be like a little desk mounted thing with little clippy alligator clip arms that can hold stuff with like magnifying glass you can put over it. Um, Usually they're called helping hands if you wanted to search for something like that. And then you would just get a desk lamp instead. But yeah, general craft stores are good for that sort of stuff because yeah, there's a lot of crossover. Time to roll out. Exactly. Oh, thank you. Wow, these have come down a lot. Oh, Magnum sells for quite a bit. Ah. Price lowers because wipers near? No, it's Bitcoin coming down. Yeah, people have less money now, so people aren't paying as much. So people are forced to reduce what they sell it for. People also just aren't spending as much, is the thing I've noticed, like myself doing. Like I'm just not buying as much stuff because I don't have, a couple of million coming in each day without even playing. And we broke it. Not on my side. Let's reboot the game. It's when you're selling stuff, every now and again it just like locks up and decides that it won't work. Oh man. Actually, what if I put the chair right up and then like that's a bit too go like there. Lean back and then maybe that will help me with my neck being sore. We'll just finish selling this stuff and then probably have our first crack at labs, I think. So, place to go. First time. History. Mm, 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 mm. Okay, so when it comes to labs, it's going to be interesting to see what it's like today. Last time we went, we managed to get a completely empty raid. I don't think I want to take the Paratus. I think I actually want to take the Blackjack. I'm going to want to take a helmet with a face shield because that saved my bacon last time. Just to make money, just purely to make money, yeah. Um, what gun do we want to take? Don't actually know. Maybe RPK? But if that's the case, I'm going to want to switch out some stuff here. The RFB does look fun, but I think I want a full auto gun. And we can actually get replacement mags for the RPK off the Raiders. Now, scope wise, I don't know if that's a dumb idea. Problem with this is it's the laser and torch combo, but you can't. It's really hard to see the laser when the torch is on. If it's just the laser, that's not too bad. All right. Could probably buy a fresh one, or just take that one, which is mostly fresh. Which is better in your opinion, one shot kill or fire rate to mow down a building? Depends. It depends. One shot kill is very powerful as long as you don't miss the shot. High fire rate means if you make a mistake on that first shot, you can still correct and win. But it depends. Like in a vacuum, those two things don't mean a lot because taken to the extreme, a Mosin that does a lot of damage, you only get one shot, and if you miss, you're probably going to die. And a lot of fire rate might be something like a PPSH or the APS pistol that is very weak but shoots very fast, in which case that's not great either. So, like most things, it depends. And generally, like Wilcroft, excuse me. Dark blue name on black background is very hard for me to see in dark mode. Like Wilcroft said, both is pretty good. That's why the SA58 is strong, is because it hits very, very hard. And if you use M61, can sometimes be a one shot while also being full auto. Yeah, so it depends. Nobody knows. Abracadabra. Reach out and grab ya. Abracadabra. Oh, let's make sure these are. Yep. It's broken again? Really? We just reset. I wasn't even buying stuff. God damn it. Yeah, PP19 is one I think I want to take next. The only issue I have with the PP19 is it only has 30 round mags. You can't give it the drums that you can with an MP5 or any of the other SMGs, MPX, etc. But other than that, it is very good. Especially against raiders because they don't often have helmets or face shields. So it can be a good option for fighting them. Hey, Manfred. Oh, actually, now that I've got you both here, have you both done the PayPal thing that I mentioned the other day? I met with the company and they said one of the mods hadn't completed it. So just double check that. It does not actually matter if you have, because I can go ahead without that. But I want to probably start that on Thursday. Yeah, no worries. It doesn't actually matter. It just means that they can't do any payouts until then. So I could start using it if it wasn't completed. I just forgot to check in with you both. So just a reminder, no rush. I'll be a little annoyed if we die in here because I'm bringing, what, 240 rounds of BS? Maybe, I guess if we're bringing all this, maybe we can actually wear proper armor that will hopefully last a bit longer. And upgrade these. Okay. We'll see how it goes. We could die to a hacker in the first few seconds. Did I put... Just occurred to me that I probably shouldn't put labs in the title. Let's go for a dry run first. No, fuck it. We'll just do it live. The nades are important because you use them to fish out raiders and get them moving. Basically, raiders are very tough to take on in a one-on-one fight, but as soon as you throw a nade, they run around like idiots. So that's the secret. Just so that someone like stream sniping, basically. It's unlikely, but it's very unlikely, but you don't need to make it easier. I'm not really worried about hackers seeing it. It's more stream sniping. But sniping in labs is okay if you know the map well. Like there are some big open areas in the middle. They're the parts that scare me the most because the raiders will see you from across the area. Ooh, I should have put a compensator on. Fuck. Or a suppress. I should have put a compensator on. I forgot about that. I forgot to replace the barrel. Yeah, we're not always going to come in this geared. Like I want to do some cheapy ones where we just do like a pistol or or a cheap SMG and try and run up some gear from raiders, you know? I have like a dozen or so labs cards, so all right, we didn't have waiting for players or syncing, so this could be empty. We'll obviously play safe and quiet to start with. We're not. No, this is a live one. Yeah, so unless we hear gunfire or explosions, I think we might be okay. Or a button being pushed. Pretty sure, isn't there? Yeah, there is a way to get to the basement from here. We'll do our traditional basement start. I hope so, Nathan. It's kind of the right time of day. It's like early on a Monday. So far, we haven't heard anything. So far, no buttons have been pushed. Normally I would have said I'm going to open these so the raiders don't... Oh, actually, I forget if the raiders grenade each other, that's okay. So I don't need raider kill credit this time, I just need their loot. So if they want to grenade each other, that's actually totally fine. There is someone here. Right? Because the elevator to the medical block is green. Or is that just because I walked past that? Yeah, I don't know. Okay, that's raiders. Silly of me. Run a headshot because you get more XP for that. Ooh. I did fuck his armor up, but that's pretty nice. I'm actually gonna leave that here because it's making me heavy. Ooh. That was lucky that it hit the wall. So many fucking grenades. It's 855A1. Starting to become to the point where I shouldn't take the gun, I should just take the attachments off it. Okay, let's not do that. No worries, Tango. Have fun at work. How much time do we have? The other thing is I need to get faster at doing this. Like, I think I'm just going to make a bunch of noise now because we haven't heard a single other gunshot or anything. So if there is someone ratting it up in here, then okay, cool. I don't know if that spawns raiders. Because we're at 60. You know what? That's going to take too long. We're just going to use this drum and then drop it when it runs dry. And we'll go upstairs and get into some trouble with raiders up here. I think I'll start on the higher floor. I wonder if that got him or not. Okay. Where did that mag go? It's alright, we have a good surgical kit, so we'll be able to get the arms back without losing too much. I do think I want to replace my scope with just a regular old red dot though, because it's kind of impeding my ability to fight. The MRI scope is not great. Let's do the old heal cancel. Spoiler Krillin dies. Okay, thank you for spoiling like a really, really old show. Thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. I guess that's the bit, right? Wait, I guess the bit is probably that Krillin doesn't even die. Is that the bit? I don't know Dragon Ball. I'm using an RPK, which is technically an LMG, yeah. What is this site? Is that good? Probably not, huh? Oh, he does? Okay, okay. See, I don't know Dragon Ball, so thank you for filling that in. Thank you for the resub. Let's get some hearts in chat, please. I learned something today. Let's go with that one. I might have dropped... Oh, I did drop a mag. I bet I dropped a mag back in the other room. You know what? I don't want to do that. Maybe I dropped a mag downstairs. Fuck. Oh well, that's gone forever now. SA 58. $500 more dollary dues. Oh, that's where it went. There you go. Oops. Take that, and that, and that, and that. Ditch that. Take that. Like that. Equip that. Oh, we're getting very chunky. It's fish. Okay, should be good. No raiders around. Ah, here we go. Yoinker. Yoinker. We have single slots in here. Sure. God, we are very chunky. This lets us move around a little quicker. We can come back for that. No black key card. $20. Well, it's a benefit of my time zone. Like this is a Monday, midday on a Monday, which isn't exactly prime gaming hours. A lot of people don't go to labs because of hackers and whatnot. So what's the maximum amount of dollars you can carry? I bet it's like 2K. Probably approaching that limit. Righto. I don't think I have the key for this. Oh, I do. Now, where did I leave my bag? Uh-oh. No, it was on... No. Thank you, Husk. I will. Always. We'll loot the management office. It's over there, I'm pretty sure. Or maybe there. But it was near the dome, I remember that. It's true, the reception desk is not bulletproof. We did find that out. So I remember I looked at this management office. So the bag should be right here. No, I already checked that. Right, near dome, which is this side. Yep, so I think it's over there. These aren't worth that much. Oh, we're doing the slow waddle. Okay. Trying to figure out. Okay, there's a button down there we can push. The bag in the bag, because it doesn't really take up that much more space and it makes looting a bit more difficult. Drop that at this point. Okay, we can't push that button this time. We're going to go the opposite part of the map. How long we got left? 13 minutes. We could just leave with what we've got, or I could try and push a button and fight more raiders. How would I carry more loot? I mean, I guess I wouldn't. I would just carry different loot that's worth more. Red keycarded room is over there, I think? No, it's somewhere else, probably in that side. Over there, I think maybe, I can't remember. We could probably just be safe and leave. Let's do that. We definitely got our 200k worth out of the key. I guess plus whatever ammo we spent. We can get a couple more items to really fill up on every spot. Could try and fit the M1A in, but I just don't think that's going to be that much extra value. Stims and stuff spawn in here. Mule? I suppose we're almost out, so... Oh, look at the speed. Yeah, I know. The elevator's ready to go underneath us, so... Alright, let's go before the mule runs out. Oh, right. I forgot. We left this here earlier. IFAK's probably worth more than just a grenade. Oh, oops, there's extra space. Okay. Yay! I accidentally spent all your money upgrading to stash level 2. I have not paid attention to chat like during that whole run, so what happened? Hey Joe, how's it going? 2k USD? Yeah, I think 2k. I know it's 200k rubles. I think 2k USD is the max. Yeah, I think we covered everything. If anyone asked a question that I missed, feel free to re-ask. 22k, not bad. Almost all headshots. So I guess the moral of that story is I think rather than a scope, I'll just bring red dot, PK6 next time. That was pretty cool though. There were not any PMCs, I'm pretty sure. We didn't get like waiting for players or syncing when we started. And then no one other than us made any gunshots. No one pushed any buttons. So I'm pretty sure that was just absolutely empty. So the takeaway from that then is when we do have an empty raid like that, I need to, when I get better at the map, I will have a better idea of of like my path to take through the map of like where to go to get all the hot shit, you know? Getting rid of some crap I don't care about. Let's put the stuff we're just going to straight vendor down here. Ah, crap. I knew I had another mag somewhere. Could have emptied that out. Oh, well. Yeah, see, that would have condensed down to another spot. Oh, well. What is this stem? Prevents bleeds. Just sell that. That was pretty good, all in all. I think these actually sell pretty good. Come back for more. Another swing. Okie dokie. Even just the $1,600 is pretty nice. So what is 1658? What is that? That might have paid for the labs card right there. Yep. So just on the dollars off the Raiders alone, we covered the cost of the card. Speaking of which, C is going to reset in 2 minutes or 22 minutes. I'll try and pick up another one. I think I'll just I'll sell that 55A1 because I can just buy almost the same amount for like a fraction of the price. Okay. It's been a while since that happened. All right. I think this SS190, yeah, it does sell okay. It's not 190, but it's like the next best, and so it sells pretty good. Oh, my neck is still killing me. This is going to take a while just selling. But that was very profitable. So that's kind of where I'm at. Like, I think labs runs on a weekday like this when it's going to be pretty quiet. I don't expect they'll all be like that, of course. But I think it'll happen often enough that we can probably make money on the ones that are empty to cover the costs of the ones that aren't. And the ones that aren't will just be a little more conservative and probably dip out. It's definitely way easier if I can just... vendor... uh, so the Raven... Wow, these have come down a lot. Stands to reason, I suppose. I'll keep those. Flea market's broken again. Yeah. Don't know, Pimento. Someone who's mad about not having money in Tarkov, I would guess. But that seems like a weird way to spend your time. So, I don't know. It would be nice if they didn't. I agree. Yeah, they it feels like it's a bug. They did it at a certain point. They made it so that if you had certain scopes on or different things, you couldn't fold the stock where you could previously. Um, and then but that you're right. Some of them that should fold have never been able to fold. So like, I don't know. It's weird. All right, so we already made over 1 million during that run, and I haven't even like got rid of or vended all the nades, which we could do. I think what we'll do is just fill these up until they're full, and then at that point I'll start rendering the rest. Good way to stock up on IFAX too. It's ahead of me. Okay, so I didn't lose a mag. Thought I might have, but I guess I didn't. We will buy a compensator though. Oh, you killed your first PMC. Nice, Area Doggo. I'm after a very specific compensator, which must be a skier thing. Yep. A dream we AVSs aren't really a good moneymaker, but they contain so much. It's an expensive little suppressy. Oh. Ooh. Gotta love how popular MP7s are. That even the like second tier ammo is at 3,500. I think I decided I was going to keep them, and that. Oh, these have come down quite a lot. Oh, I broke it again. Man, servers are breaking a lot. How goes the partner quest? We're basically in the same spot. So for those who didn't hear, I announced it on Twitter and on stream earlier in the week. Yeah, they responded to say everything looks great. They like the stuff I'm doing. They didn't really, because sometimes they will pick out like a specific thing of I've seen people's responses pick out a specific thing for people to work on. They didn't do that. They just said like keep it up. They just want to see me at Twitch partner numbers more consistently, or not more consistently, for a longer period, because when I did that application, it had basically only been like a month and a half that the channel had been of a size that could apply for partner. So I honestly expected the first response to be that, to just say like, you're doing great, keep it up. We would just like to see, they basically just want to make sure it's not a flash in the pan. I guess it's feasible that I went to 75 of my friends and said, hey, I'll pay you $5 a stream to all show up on my channel and make it look like I'm a Twitch partner. Which is ridiculous, but you know, it's that idea. Like they want to just make sure that it's not just a small spurt that then will die down. They want to see me maintain that Twitch partner size, I guess. You know, for someone who's been streaming on Twitch for 3 years, most of those 3 years, I was very solidly around 30 to 50 at different points. Quite often, like the vast majority of my time, I was around an average of 30 users or 30 viewers. Sometimes it went up to like 50, but it never really reached 75 consistently. And it was only been the last couple of months that, the stream has gained a lot of popularity, I think, with playing Tarkov and people enjoying watching it, and it's been awesome. But yeah, we really only hit that 75 average for like the month. Basically, the 30 days it took to apply for partner. And then if you look prior to that, it's all much, much less. So, yeah, that would not be a great use of money. No one should ever do that, because it's the same thing as like if you paid a bot service. Like, there's no point having a bunch of viewer numbers on your chat, but no one in chat interacting and having a good time, and there being no community around the stream. Like, I don't want to get Twitch partner just to have that status, and I don't want Twitch partner numbers just to have those numbers. What I want is to play games and have a good time and have people watching, enjoying it, hanging out in chat, hanging out in the Discord between streams, talking about, Tarkov, talking about Warhammer, talking about all these things we're all interested in, and have that grow naturally and find other people who want to be part of that and have that number grow over time, and that's its own reward, whether we get Twitch partner or not. Just having that community that enjoys Tarkov, that enjoys Warhammer, and all these different things that we can all have fun with in our downtime. That's what it's about, And then if people enjoy watching the stream and hanging out, that's great. And if we get Twitch partner as a result of that, that's great too, because it means, more emotes for people that support me, and it means video quality options to make watching the stream easier if you're on mobile or on slower internet, and all these other things that come with being a Twitch partner. So that is the goal. But in the meantime, we're just going to, keep playing video games and keep having fun. And they basically said, yep, more of that. We just want to see you keep doing what you're doing, and apply again in 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm going to wait, probably the 4 weeks, really make sure that I wait. Because the other thing is I don't want to be seen to be like constantly reapplying. Like, I'm totally fine just to keep doing what we're doing. And I could also start the game so that we're just not on a black screen. Just have fun on Twitch playing games, and then next month sometime I'll put another application in. The tricky thing is I don't know what I'm going to write in my next application, because with the Twitch partner app, you write like a little thing of like, tell us about your stream and your community and about you. And so I did kind of like where I started. Maybe people don't know this, but when I started streaming 3 years ago, I was on very, very bad internet. I only had 1 meg of upload, and all I could stream was a very low bit rate. And so that meant that my stream would look like crap if I tried to play PUBG or Tarkov or something with moving graphics. So I played pixel art games. I played Into the Breach, which is a strategy game with really cool pixel art. It doesn't have a lot of moving graphics. It's all turn-based. Control C, Control V. I could do that. I want to actually talk to people who have done multiple applications, particularly multiple applications that then were approved for partner, and see what they did. I do have what I submitted saved, of course. But there's like different things that I could talk about too. So helpful info maybe. Matt did not reapply till he had a full month over the requirement for average viewers. A sample size of 1 isn't great though. Well, didn't reapply till he had a full month over the requirement for average viewers. Yeah, that would be about what I did. Because we're basically holding at that viewer level. It's been great. Like, this is just the size of our community now, I think. That might go down over the course of the wipe as things get maybe a bit samey, but I'm going to try and find ways to keep the stream interesting, and doing different meme runs and learning new maps that we don't usually play that often, like Labs, like Reserve, Underground. So I'm going to try and find ways to make things interesting. I wouldn't be like, I would love to do like community stuff too, where we do like scav gangs, but that requires people in my region who play Tarkov who want to do that, which isn't when I stream, which isn't as easy as it sounds. So, but yeah, I have some ideas. So that is basically where we're at in partner. For now, we're just streaming, having a good time. Sometime next month, I'll probably do another application. And it very well could be that one gets denied too. And they say like, yep, keep it up. We want to see more. And that's fine. We'll just keep going, keep hitting those numbers, keep submitting the apps when it makes sense. Yeah, so I done labs, like I think that's probably my fifth time in this wipe entirely. Maybe that maybe sixth or something, but I don't play it that often, so I want to learn it. And honestly, getting to go in with no other players is a little cheaty. It's like playing offline, but I get to keep the stuff that I find. But if that's one of the benefits of being in Australia and streaming at noon, then hey, I'll take it. I had an idea for an interesting M4 fun bill for fun if you start the Blueberry Curse. I do. I still need to get woods and interchange, and I think we're done on customs. I think I need woods and interchange, so there will be more of that in the future as well. But that is the partner update, is that we're in a holding pattern for now. And that's okay. We can just spend our time having fun in Tarkov and having fun Twitch streams. I wonder if instead of, what if we did that and brought us, did like that? So one of these must have Ilgolnik in it. It's that one. Okay. Yeah, I think we took like one chest shot out of all that. The rest was limb damage. I don't know. I guess we should bring... Well, I guess I'm bringing backup ammo there. I am curious. $3.8 million. Nope, that's too much. This is definitely too much. 5 million. This is 300,000. I don't think I would make 300,000 from the room to make this worth it. It's Sanitar's office, which has like a bunch of stims and stuff in it, but what's the most expensive item in the game? Red keycard for labs. Easy. Easy answer on that one. How much are these worth? 70k. I actually have a bunch of green stims. Yeah, so I can afford to lose them. And then like that. Okay. Could bring another drum. Where did I put those drums? Ah. Put a Goldnick in that. What's behind it? Weapon attachments, a room with a lot of treasure items. It is the most valuable room in labs, but the price doesn't really reflect that. Like buying one for 90 million, like it would take a long time. You would make the money back eventually. You'd have to do a lot of labs runs though. It's more of a prestige item of saying you have the red key card more than anything because it's the most expensive item in the game. So it's more about that than anything. Okie dokie. Now, what we could also do. Oops. We could take this bag instead, which is even more space. I forgot she was going to reset. Oh, we made it. Is that craftable? It does have a spawn chest. It's not craftable. The red key card is not craftable. You can only find it on Shoreline. Is a pretty common place to find it. It's a bunch of different. Like it can spawn in scavs. It can spawn in jackets, wallets if you find them, docs cases. Anywhere where a key spawns, then there's a very small chance that a red labs key card will spawn, and there are also some fixed spawns for it on Shoreline. Yeah, and then trying to list it for 90 million, you need to pay like 20 million or something in fees. Like it's ridiculous. Actually, no, I do not. No, I don't. The only labs cards I have yellow. I have the manager's office key, and I have the weapon arsenal room. That's it. Those are all the cheap ones. I haven't really bought any yet. I could. You can craft. You can. Sorry. You can barter trade for a black key card, and you can craft a violet key card. So I might work towards doing that if I end up running labs a lot and making money. To buy a black one is like 3.8 million. I think to craft it, I worked out was like 2 point something. So it's like a small discount. What is that thing stuck on the shelf? Oh, this is. So this is my labs key card, which is really stuck on with blue tack. So I have a physical labs key card. I don't have one in game though. This is a fun little replica of a red labs key card, which is cool. I bought that from the Battle State people. Ooh. So waiting for players means that there is someone in here? Or are we waiting to see if the raid fills up? Hmm. Okay. So we can't be as careless with this one. Had to be the one where I brought the Giganto backpack in, didn't it? The backpack alone cost 250k. Still, it might only be one. Go away. I need to see what that was. Okay. I guess I'm trying to think, like, so we know they just pushed hangar, and if we go into the underground and push the basement elevator button, they're gonna know we're down there. But it's a duo. Fuck! Oh, so close to taking him out. I got one, but not the other. Hit a fucking vector. I should have waited till they both went past, clapped the one from behind, and then would have just had to fight in a line. Yeah. Bad luck that is the vector straight up like that. There could have been more, though. That could have been like someone else pushed hangar, and then I don't know how quickly they could get down there. I think it would have been more. I think that was probably like a close to a full server. It could have been a trio. I heard two, I think, based on movements. And it's unlikely they would split up. So I'm guessing that... okay. So what if... okay. What if we go in a little cheaper and try and run it up? We'll keep the attack too. Oh, well, okay. Yeah, we'll go a bit cheaper. I have some more of these somewhere. Actually, I'm not going to use that. I'm going to use this. Except not that. so we need that. Bring. That's what I was thinking too. Gundam is like, if there aren't that many people playing labs, if we queue up again, we may get into one that doesn't have people in it. And then if we run into another one, then maybe it's because it's getting, it's 4 p.m. over east, so it's a little later in the day. Maybe it becomes like we start our day with a labs run and then tap out after that once it gets a little later. Am I missing anything? Oh, green. Like that, I guess. They had no idea I was there, and it's unlikely to just someone to be randomly in the middle, so they probably would have felt pretty safe. So I probably should have just let them go by and lit them up from behind. It's all right. It's part of getting into the rhythm of the map, like learning, how to approach things like that. And, we made a lot of bank on that first one, so it sucks that we lost our load out there and a bag and everything, but we're still probably ahead of the curve. It's looking good so far. Another benefit was like, because with other players in the raid, we found that out real quick. They push buttons, we heard them, you know. So it confirmed our fears slash just, hypothesis very quickly. This has the feeling of it's waiting to try and put me in. Fuck. So it has matched me with someone. I think waiting for session start is waiting to see if it can find other players. And if it went from waiting session start to just loading, we know we're probably alone. Now we're waiting for a player to finish loading in. So yeah, it might be a case of like start the stream and try and get into labs like ASAP. It's also just luck, like, across the entirety of Australia and Singapore. I guess that's also what I could do, is cut out Singapore and just do Australia. Could also do that. I'm trying to avoid other players, reduce the amount of servers you're using. All right, at least we spawned right down here. Okay, definitely. So elevator definitely goes green if you just walk past it. I feel like that's confirmed at this point. Waiting to see if they're like me and they want to come to the basement to fight, or for easy raider kills, or if we hear them push a button somewhere else. Upstairs near. The other thing is that you can't always push the parking or hangers buttons. So even if they wanted to, they wouldn't necessarily be able to do that. So I can't remember which of these buttons down here. So there's this one, the one in the far section, and then the elevator button. I think this and the elevator don't make an announcement, but the one in the back does. There's a flashbangs going off. I might be wrong about that announcement bit. Yep, I am. That's got to be upstairs, right? Guess I could go up and try and fight. Could go up, but I would rather just kill raiders. That's the thing. Like, it's safer. It's a consistent way to make money. Using the left, looting meds. Just come out this way. Come out before my arm stamina goes down. I worry that this dude is cheating. Oh, fuck. Fuck. I don't know about that one. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about that one. I feel like the second he stepped there, he just headshot me. Like head eyes. With like this name. The name seems sketchy, and the fact that like the second I was exposed, he just one tapped me right in the face. Like I couldn't even see his body, and he just went bap. Like through the door almost. Yeah, it's unfortunate. Yeah, and the fact that they naded initially when I didn't make a sound. Yeah. Yeah, it felt like they were trying to kill me with flashes so that they wouldn't have to deploy a cheat, and then in the end they just used it. Yeah. That was that's unfortunate. Well, that's why people don't run labs, is because of cheaters. And I guess step one will be I won't do it today. Like that'll probably be the last labs attempt for today. Um uh yeah, I think in future I will take out Singapore. Like I'm sure if you're running cheats and they can see me through walls, they can probably get player status. Like, am I flashed? I honestly expected him to push when the flash did kind of catch me. Um, it's probably also, even though they're cheating, the flashing is probably also just to stop randomly getting shot in the face and dying, because there is a chance with that, right? Like if I had pre-fired that door, maybe I get them before they get me, and that probably helps reduce the risk involved. I don't know. It's yeah, it's unfortunate. But we did get one good raid in today, so there is that. Um, yeah, you know. Let's go back to killing scavs. Mm-hmm. Oh, whoops. Yep. I can't wear an armored rig and untar body armor at the same time. Oh, excuse me. That's all you need. Into the stuff. Oh yeah.
Look at all those chickens.
The truth to say, can't get enough. Raz, thank you for that brand new sub. Welcome to the Funky Bunch. That is true, NX. Yes, I think she actually used it yesterday, but she described her using it today. Battle State uses those reports to help track down those people. So hopefully that means they are not long for Tarkov life. Unfortunately, it probably means they just go out and buy a new account straight away. But Okay, grab some food. We'll grab one of them. Put that back. Might as well face it, you're addicted to love. Ah, it's okay. Like that's even though Labs is a little better these days, that is what Labs is. It is where you find the RGB gamers, the Shroud socks wearers, the gaming chair users, the C bombs, depending what you want to call them. Yeah, can't be helped. We were lucky to get an empty map. It's kind of why I also like going Labs card, like pistol, something that you can kill raiders with easy. But if you die to a hacker man, it's not a big investment. The biggest investment is the Labs card. But as long as you're buying them from Therapist on reset instead of paying the 450 or whatever they cost from the flea, keeping those costs down. Ooh. I forgot to put a filter in. I guess we just won't bother. Well, no, because I guess if we put one in, it will also... Oh, also we got one quite cheap. Oh, wait. I was going to say we can use it for tomorrow's stream, but I'm not streaming tomorrow. We might hold on to that then. Yeah, I might not use a filter today. I think that's a Pestly thing, the Shroud socks wearers, yeah. Shroud put out some branded socks, and then it became a joke that instead of saying cheaters or hackers, it started with saying they were RGB keyboard people, like real gamers, you know? What's the hat color for next week? I don't really... I think I could do blue. I'll try and do blue. But I don't know if I have enough blue hats. I can think of one... Yeah, I don't know if I have enough blue hats, actually. I'll have to see. I just have a lot of black hats and a lot of red hats. And then a lot of miscellaneous. No. It's not. Yeah, it's one that, like, yeah, I should explain that. Like, Shroud is not a cheater. People who buy Shroud stocks aren't cheaters. It's just like a stupid thing to refer to cheaters. It's like saying like the people with like gaming chair users or people who have RGB keyboards and mice. Like, they're not. It doesn't mean people who do that are cheaters. It's just a stupid way to refer to cheaters rather than saying cheaters. No, Shroud is very wholesome. He's a good person. I think he's funny. He's one of my favorite streamers. I don't get to watch him that much anymore because I don't really care for Valorant or some of the other games he's been playing lately. But I really admire Shroud and what he's done. He's a good human. Not as much as someone I admire like Pestly. Like Pestly, I think does more for charity and different things like that. We did finish customs. We got Woods or Interchange. Do Woods, I think. You're more likely to find people who have those things who cheat as opposed to. It's not even about that. I don't think. I think it's just a silly thing to refer to them as. It's like an in joke. Have you run into the pesting in game? Not that I'm aware of, Gundam. Maybe I think it's just like a joke on them being like the hackers are just really good gamers, and like it's like saying, buying Jordans will make you better at basketball. Buying a gaming chair will make you better at. So these people are so good at Tarkov that they must have a gaming chair and Shroud socks and RGB keyboards. I think that's the bit. Personally, like Personally's character names are known. So like, Deadly Cultist is his hardcore account, or is it his raid account? I can't remember. It's Deadly Cultist. I forget what his main one is. I'm kind of surprised, like, because we also both, I imagine, play on the servers at the same time. Because he records raid episodes during the day. So it's weird that we wouldn't have run into each other randomly. Kevin and Billy are the others. Okay, thank you, Nish. What I will do is for next stream, because it would require me to quit out, I can't be bothered doing that now, is I will untick Singapore, just in general, and just play Australia for a while. Yeah, so here we're here to kill scavs. I think we need 6 more on this map, but I can't remember. I definitely would be more salty about those 2 labs deaths if I didn't have that first raid where we cleaned up and got out. No, I don't think so. Personally's not one to like denigrate mostly anyone, except for his chat and RGB gamers. Like, saying anything negative about other content creators in his chat gets you either timed out or banned pretty quick. Is there a second economy in the new for this game that would promote cheating farming, or is it just dumb people? Yeah, so there's the real money transactions, which they've cracked out on quite well, I think, where you might, someone might say, pay us 50 USD through PayPal or Bitcoin or whatever, and we'll give you, 20 million in rubles in game. I don't know what the actual exchange rate is. It's against terms of service, so hopefully that doesn't happen that much. The more common one, I think, is when people have cheat accounts. You can pay them like $5 or $10 or something, a small amount per raid, for them to just like escort you through. Whoops. And they will murder everyone and let you loot it all. I think that one is a little more common. Yeah, they load in and just drop the gear for you. So you do see clips every now and again of someone who's killed a group doing a transaction like that, where they kill someone and in their backpack they have like a shit ton of Bitcoins or Tetrises or containers full of stuff. So I want to come here. And see if we get a player running down this way from the spawns down there. Oh, I only need 2 more scavs. So over at logging camp. I don't think it does happen, but they also monitor it. So like, if you're an account that like gives gear over to another player en masse, it gets flagged. It's why like, I was kind of close. If I could hear that ricochet. I don't know if it's dangerous for me to walk up this side of the fence. I know there's landmines over here somewhere, but... That's Sturman. I was kind of hoping... Why is my frame rate fucked? Why am I on 42 frame rate? Why am I on... Why have I got 30 frames instead of 60? Excuse? It's like 30 and 40 at best when I should be closer to 60. This is a new one. I was hoping there was a convenient bush over here that's not the, no. That really shouldn't matter, so it's not surprising. Why am I on 30 frames? I don't really have anything open that should be causing any issues. That sucks. I don't know. I can't remember. I wasn't really paying attention. Yeah, maybe I just need to like reboot my PC, which isn't really going to happen without the stream finishing. I think that was a scav based on how slow they were moving. How are my temperatures? I have no idea. Oh, ambient temperature, yeah. My GPU's memory usage is up almost to max. But other than that, seems fine. Sturmy's up. Shooting at someone. This is risky. Ooh. Yeah, this frame rate is not good. That was a guard.
Sniping's a good job, mate.
Thank you for the follow. Welcome. It sounded over here near Dickhead Rock. But he's still alive. No, he's dead. I think that's them in there. No, it's a guard. He's probably back in that corner over there, if I had to guess. Oh, fuck. Could have been clapped by someone. I'm not hanging around to find out. guess he's probably down near the logging camp, the cabins. If he is anywhere. I don't know, I'm tempted to go. Not after making all that noise though. All right. Yeah, we'll try a game restart. I think this place has been looted, so that's good. Don't need 5 rounds of SMB. That'd be accurate and quiet. Now I wish I still had that 5 rounds of SMB. Could put it in that stack. Oh, look at that. A whole gun spawn. That's why this place is so good for hardcore mode. Guns, Cool. Yay. Love finding little rails like that. Isn't I asking me saying like, it's small enough that you can generally hear people like stomping around. So I don't sweat it too much. It's not worth as much as the other ones we've got. I guess a Salewa for... Actually, if we're going to ditch any, we should ditch the non-found in raid one. Like, generally, yeah, I mean, it's one of those things where, like, yes, someone could be camping in any one of these corners, silently waiting to kill me. That's pretty unusual. So, you know, you just clear as best you can, and... You know, if you get destroyed by someone hiding in a corner, you shrug and say, okay, sure. Like, not sprinting around, sprinting up these stairs would be very noisy. So you can do things to, like, minimize your sound footprint. You know, you don't... You know, there's not needing to worry about everything, and then there's being reckless, right? Like... So it's like 15k. I don't think what's worth the least. The sprouts and food and stuff, because squash is worth more. Hopefully we only run into player scavs who shouldn't be as much of a risk. Ooh. Power bank is worth a lot. That's probably worth more than a crevasse. But that's a little closer. Whatever, we're just gonna leave. Fuck. bunch of soap. Pretty sure this is my extraction. I'm just waiting here for stamina. Yep, okay. I'm going to double check to see if these were... Yeah, they were. Okay. Alright. Woods peacekeeping mission done. Got some monies. Oh. Feel good about that. Very confused about the old frame rate though. That one's a weird one. So we'll probably try restarting the game. Oh, it's not too bad. I'm mostly whining. It's just annoying if I turn that way. It's a bit achy, like back here. Over here's not too bad. And I've got 2 days off, tomorrow and the next day. So kind of let it heal, you know. So. That's true. Good point, Special K. I should do that. We'll worry about this crap afterwards. Oh, that was framey. Did that transition look framey to you? It does to me because the game is like trying to think and my frame rate goes to shit. Was that really framey on the stream when the dot, like the screen switched? I imagine it would be. It didn't? Oh. Yeah, because I'm not really running anything that I don't need to be running. I guess I could restart Chrome. Let's have a look at Task Manager. What's using the most memory? OBS. Chrome is behind it. Yeah, there's not really... Yeah, it all seems fine. It's your GPU RAM still revving up outside the game. Well, now I've started the game, so it's going to be. No. No, it's very low. Might just be what's being done. Could be. Do some factory and see if it's any better. Although already the menu's on. Oh no, I mean it's loading, so I don't know that this is really reliable for anything. There and everywhere. Oh yeah, you shouldn't do that. You should always run pretty much any game that you where you care about loading. You should be running it on an SSD. Yeah, mechanical drive is going to be a bad time for sure. Oh, these are only going for 65 now, huh? Used to be a 100k gun. What are vendors for? Do you use MSI Afterburner or any of the overclock software that changed settings on or didn't turn off? I don't think so. Wow, it's 40k if I vendor it. All right, fair enough. Get that feeling. Thing is, if I put it down here, I don't know that it's ever going to sell. What if we just vendor it? What's it vendor for? 25. Oops. Shit. I need to do that. Where did that go? Put it in my inventory for some reason. It's a pretty nice SKS. I feel bad. I mean, I guess you could just try and sell it for 70. I don't know who would go to the bottom of the list to buy one, though. I can tell you, darling. Yeah. Probably means I can. Even looking down at the keyboard hurts my neck a little bit. Like, question, do you. Oh, wait, no. I already answered that one. Yeah, no, I don't use. I just have. I am using NVIDIA Broadcast. I am using NVIDIA encoding to stream, to do the encoding for the stream. So all of that does put GPU pressure on, but none of that has changed recently. As far as GeForce Experience goes, I don't think I'm doing the recording buffering or anything, because that will also use some graphics overhead. Oh, now it's trying to install GeForce Experience. Yep, that's definitely what I wanted to do in NVIDIA, you piece of shit. I just wanted you to open it. Now, what are you downloading updates? Get the fuck out of here. Absolutely not. NVIDIA installer cannot be stopped at this time. Thanks. Awesome. What the hell? I guess it did look like a tiny update, but still. No, I don't do any cryptocurrency stuff. Only in Tarkov. Okay, it's now thinking about updating.